Okay, guys, so we're going to continue looking at how to compare and contrast different stories in the same genre. And so let's look at this. So remember, when we compare themes and topics, we are comparing and contrasting two different stories to help us better understand common topics and themes in the stories from the same genre or category of literature. And the topic is the subject, like we talked about yesterday with Paul Bunyan. It was about lumberjacks in the Wild West. A common topic in many stories is like the adventure into the unknown. The theme is the central idea or the message about life. So you look at it as a big picture, such as look before you leap or hard work pays off or things like that. Then we also look at patterns of events in a story. The pattern of events is what happens in the story. A common pattern is like the quest or the journey that the main character goes on to solve a problem or achieve a goal. And looking at these things, the pattern of events specifically in a story, can help you to identify the story's theme. So they all play together to help you look at the things that are similar and that are different in these stories. Today we're going to look specifically at mysteries. Yesterday we looked at tall tales a little bit, and even when you come to me in small group, we'll continue looking at tall tales a little bit. But in this, you're going to look at mysteries. That is one type of subgenre that falls under fiction. For the most part, there can be nonfiction mysteries, but in our case, we're going to look at them in fiction. It's when the main character or characters use clues to solve a problem, such as finding a missing object. On the next slide, you're going to see that there is a mystery. And then you'll go to the next slide and you'll read another mystery. And we're going to look at how their topics, patterns of events, and themes are related. So when it goes to the next slide, then you'll need to pause the video so that you can read that story. So this is the first one, The Case of the Missing Armadillo. Take a minute, read over it, and make sure you pause the video so that it gives you enough time to read over this first passage. The next one is The Missing Marbles. If you notice, they both have something missing, so that's always a key word in mystery. So again, take a minute, pause this, and read through this. If you need to rewind the video to reread through the other mystery before you continue on, you can do that too. All right, so the topic. Remember, the topic or the subject of both remember that the topic is the subject of a story. And in both of these mysteries, it was to find a missing object. And that they told us that right there in the title of both of those. So in the case of the missing armadillo, 3 students searched for their missing class pet, which was an armadillo named Bill. And in the missing marbles, a little girl and her brother were looking for a missing bag of marbles. Looking at the pattern of events, in both of these mysteries was the quest or the search to find that missing object. In the case of the missing armadillo, the 3 students go on a quest to solve a problem, finding where Bill, their missing armadillo, has gone. They follow a step-by-step process to succeed in their quest. First, they rule out one of Bill's possible hiding places by searching the lunchroom. Then they question the other students, and finally, they follow their principal, Mr. Green, because he is carrying lettuce. And they find Bill on Mr. Green's desk. I wonder if Miss Humphrey has any armadillos on her desks. Anyway, in the missing marbles, Hope and her brother John are going on a quest or a journey to solve a problem. And their problem is that they are trying to find who has taken her marbles. She's lost her marbles. Anyway, those of you who got that laughed. Those of you who didn't are still wondering what that corny joke was. But anyway, first they ask the little boy where he got his marble. Then they ask a man where he got his marble. By asking questions, they identify the culprit's physical description, which ended up being a blonde girl with green ribbons. Finally, they see a group of girls, some of whom have blonde hair with green ribbons. Hope identifies the girl who took her marbles because this girl is also wearing boots. The theme or message in both of these stories is that the key to successfully solving the problem is to use one's mind to figure out clues, using those reasoning skills that we have. In the case of the missing armadillo, the students use their minds to determine where Bill is. They see the principal, Mr. Green, carrying lettuce, and they know that Bill eats lettuce, so they use their reasoning skills, and they follow the principal to his office, and they find Bill. In the missing marbles, Hope and her brother use their minds to determine who has Hope's marbles. Based on the answers of the two people they question, they figure out that the culprit is a girl with blonde hair and green ribbons. And then Hope uses that clue of the strange boot print in her bedroom to determine which of several girls with blonde hair and green ribbons has her marbles. So you can see that both of those themes, it's both the same theme in both of the stories, but they look a little differently. But remember, just like we talked about, those themes can be applied to more than one story. So solving problems, using keys to successfully solve problems and using your mind to figure out clues, that can be a bigger picture or a theme or a message to our story.